Welcome, 5th grade social studies scholars, to another Passport to Social Studies lesson. My name is Mr. Giordano, and I will be your teacher for today. Today, we will be focusing on Unit 2, European Exploration, and our Day 6 lesson. The title of our lesson is Explorer or Conqueror, Hernán Cortés and Spanish Exploration. Our focus question for today is what motivated European explorers to explore the Western Hemisphere, and how did European exploration and colonization affect indigenous peoples? Our learning objective is to analyze a variety of documents to understand the lasting consequences of the interactions between Hernán Cortés and Native Americans. Okay, so our goal for today. Today, you will learn about the conquistadors and the Spanish conquest of the Aztecs by Hernán Cortés. For your independent activity, you will be taking a look at two paintings related to this historical event. As you examine and analyze the pictures, you will organize your thinking using the image analysis tool. We will complete an analysis of one of the paintings together using this tool. So today, we're going to practice using this tool together, and I'm going to model with you how to complete that analysis using this tool. Now, what you're going to do next, boys and girls, is click the Google Doc link below on the right side of the slide, and it will allow you to make a copy of the image analysis tool for today's activity. Once you press the link below, you will be asked to make a copy of the document for yourself to own, and this copy will live inside of your Google Drive. So if I click this right now, it will take me to a new page where it says make a copy. And once I press make a copy, I will have my own copy of our image analysis tool. So this is the document that you're going to work on today as we analyze an image together. You're going to fill out your name, your class, your date, and then the title of the image that you're specifically analyzing. As you go through the different boxes in the chart, you can also just add bullets using the tool up here, Bulleted List, to take your notes. This way they stay organized and you can read through them when you're all finished. Okay, so the directions for your independent work read: considering what you have learned from the videos, the readings, and you're thinking about the conquistadors, take a look at the images on the next two slides. As you examine and analyze the pictures, you will organize your thinkings using the image analysis tool. So again, you're going to use one copy of this tool for the first painting and a second one for the second painting. This means you would need to go back to that first slide right here and click this link again to make a second copy of that document when you go to analyze the second painting. Today, we're going to only work on one painting together. On your own, you're going to complete the second. Let's keep reading. The directions say, take a look at the tool found in a separate document and see that the first column asks you to describe what you observe or you see in the painting. The next column asks you to reflect or think about on the meaning of the painting. Finally, you are asked to write questions that are raised for you by analyzing the painting. Okay, boys and girls, so here are the two paintings that you're going to be analyzing in today's lesson. The one on the left says the arrival of Cortés in Veracruz. The second painting says the meeting of Cortés and Montezuma. We're going to look at this first painting together, and I'm going to model how to complete your image analysis tool looking at this first image. You're going to complete the second image on your own. So let's get started. Let's take a look at this image and spend some time just taking in all the different pieces of this image. Right now would be a good time to pause this video so you can slowly and accurately take in all the different details and different aspects of this image. The first piece of our image analysis tool is observe. This is where you're taking in all the different details of the image or doing your close reading. I circled some key aspects or key scenes in this image for us to analyze and observe together. The first question says, what do you notice first? For me, the first thing that I noticed was this center of the image. There are many soldiers dressed in military gear on horseback with spears drawn. For me, that stuck out as my first takeaway when looking at this image. The next piece of our protocol says, describe what you see. I next took a look at these boats in the background and circled that. I wrote down there are many boats in the distance arriving in Veracruz, which is in Mexico. The boats are carrying more soldiers and weapons from Spain. So these boats are carrying even more soldiers and weapons on them. The next thing that I noticed was that along this road, there's even more soldiers behind the ones that are on horseback. I jotted down, there appears to be a procession of the Spanish military leading to a table at the far left in the image. There appears to be people sitting at the table. So along this road, it appears that the military men are moving to the left to the end of a road or a procession leading to a table of some sort. So I circled this as well as an important takeaway or detail. Let's move on to the next question. It says, what people and objects are shown? I jotted down that cannons are on display and are being aimed at the native people. The native Aztec people are laying stretched on the ground with their faces downward. So these cannons are actually facing these Aztec people who are laying face down, the indigenous or the native people. I also circled up here in the top right corner that there are many flags displayed on the boats, and some soldiers are carrying flags. The flags represent Spain, the country that the soldiers are from. Our last question says, what other details do you see? Well, there are more soldiers arriving at the bottom of the image. One soldier in red seems to be leading the rest of this crew, and they are observing the procession happening down below. So again, this was our observe piece of our image analysis tool where we really took a look at all the different scenes and details in this painting. Let's move on to our next section. Our next section says reflect. Now we're really thinking about and reflecting on the different scenes and details of the image. The first question says, what's happening in the image? Well, we know that Cortés has arrived in Veracruz and is demonstrating his military strength and power to the native Aztec people and the king, King Montezuma. We know this because of the large number of soldiers and weapons and cannons and even boats that we see in this image. It really is overtaking the image. King Montezuma has also sent ambassadors or other local leaders to greet Cortés and his crew. He sent with him some fine cloth and other beautifully made objects of gold, which we can see in this left corner. If we go back to the very beginning, you can see over here that it looks like there's cloth or maybe some gifts being presented at this dinner table at the end of the procession. The gifts and the reception have been given as signs of hospitality by Montezuma to Cortés. However, the gifts may have actually encouraged the Spaniards' desire to find the source of the gold. Now that they've seen that there is gold here because of these gifts, it may have actually sparked the Spaniards wanting to stay longer and find the source of that gold, possibly wanting to travel to the inner capital of this empire, the Aztec Empire. The next question says, why do you think this image was made? Well, this image was made to show the arrival of Cortés and also his desire to impress and even intimidate the local people with this powerful and massive military and weapons. He's really trying to exert his strength, right? He's trying to show the number of soldiers he has on his side and even the weapons being faced at the native people, really trying to show this intimidation. What emotions does the image arouse? Well, the image arouses emotions of intimidation and fear for the local people due to the massive Spanish military and the numerous weapons that we can see in this image that are on display. The cannons that are pointed at the local people who are lying face down on the ground is an indicator of what is to come, right? This idea of conquering new lands. What does the painter want you to know about this event? Well, the painter wants the viewer to see the power of the Spanish military and identify the warning signs of manipulation by the Spanish. Right? This reception that's being offered to Cortés and the gifts, that is a sign of friendship and hospitality by the Aztecs. However, his intentions, Cortés's intentions, do not appear to be the same. As we can see, he's flaunting his military and these weapons to really show his power. Last but not least, we have the question section. So let's take a look at some questions we might continue to think about after analyzing this image and breaking it down further. First, it says, what do you wonder about? Well, I wonder how many soldiers and boats Cortés arrived with. I also wonder, how long did Cortés and his men stay in Veracruz? And did Cortés bring anyone else aside from his soldiers along with him on this journey? In terms of who, I'm wondering who else could be sitting at this table with Cortés? Who are these other people at this table? Is Montezuma on his way to this arrival of Cortés, or is he already seated at the table? I'm also wondering, who is the soldier in this red coat in the shadows at the bottom of the painting? Is this a specific leader? Who is this person? For what, I'm wondering what this scroll is over here in the bottom right-hand corner. What does it say? In regards to why, I'm wondering, why did Montezuma welcome Cortés with such open arms? Why did he have this reception for him and send these ambassadors to greet him with gifts? Why do this? I'm also wondering, why wasn't Montezuma more cautious or concerned with the motives of Cortés? Finally, we have how. I'm wondering, how did the native people view the arrival of the Spaniards? What did they think of them? Were they fearful of the cannons and the weapons? Okay, boys and girls, so we worked on really breaking down this image together, looking at the 3 different parts of our image analysis tool. Now, your mission is to complete another image analysis for the second painting in your independent activity. Don't forget to make a copy of the image analysis tool for yourself by going back to the beginning slides and pressing the link to make a second copy for your Google Drive. Okay, everyone, great work today, and I will see you next time. Happy learning.